I think we're live. There we go. Now I see myself. That's me. Hi. Look at that. That fucking moron. Now I see myself. That's me. Hi. Look at that. That fucking moron. Now I see myself. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hanging out. I'm still fucking like reeling from that stream over the weekend where everything went awry. So I'm kind of setting stuff up and kind of getting into XSplit a little bit. It's been a long time since I've used XSplit over OBS. But it seems like it's come a long way. I don't know. Seems all right. A little quiet, you say. Well, I can turn up that mic. I can turn this knob. And I can start to talk like this, but if I get excited about something, then that might be bad. Because this gets blown out. BTFO, I think, is what people are calling it these days. Put on your 3D glasses now. You're right, I do need a compressor or a limiter. That would fix this. I wonder if I could use a software limiter, because OBS supports like VST plugins and stuff like that. And a software compressor and limiter might actually be pretty okay for something like that. There's a gate built into OBS. Oh, well. Well, I don't know what to make of that. That's a longer term. The audio thing, kind of a longer term thing, and that might require me to get this out of USB and put it over XLR and plug it into, if we want to get nuts, we could get into hardware compressors and all fucking types of wild shit. Sounds like the Elgato chip. No, we're still in the works on that one. So specifically, this thing. Oh God. Well. Oh, hang on. This box here, this monoprice box, will convert composite or S-video into HDMI, and it will scale it up to 720 or 1080 along the way. And it works pretty well. Like it's a pretty, it'll stretch the image to 16:9, which then you'll have to deal with another way, which is whatever it is, what it is. And you got to deal with that, but it works pretty well for what it is. Except it won't work with this Elgato card that I bought, this 4K card. It does not pass audio when connected to that, but it will pass it when connected to. He reaches for an item. Oh, it will work with this HD60S. These two things work together great, but that 4K card does not like this for whatever reason, even though the same company made both these things. So I don't know. I'm still talking to them about that sort of stuff. They've been very responsive and giving me a lot of things to try, which so far none of it has done much of anything. But they're ruling things out, and hopefully that will help them eventually kind of figure stuff out. So I don't know. I'm kind of messing around with stuff. This image slideshow for XSplit here doesn't seem to like to handle directories with a ton of images in them, or when you create one with, let's say, the entire catalog of a platform. And I wanted to turn on shuffle image so that it would, shuffle the images, but that's not working. So it's just displaying them in alphabetical order, which is not great. You're saying I should tweak the I see. So when I pull up the properties for this image slideshow, it actually won't let me change anything on them at all, because it is still thinking about all of the images I fed it and it just chokes every time I do that. So I don't know. It's just like I said, I'm just kind of getting a thing up and running and seeing if it's all stable and seeing how well it works and all that sort of shit. And, you know, we'll kind of see how it goes, right? I bought that 4K card. It's a little overkill, ultimately, but I thought it would be good to have for, you know, capture purposes and stuff like that. If I need to capture some footage out of these newfangled consoles and all that other stuff. You're asking why XSplit instead of OBS? Because OBS crashed twice while I was streaming over the weekend. And so in the middle of the stream, I bought a lifetime license to OBS to XSplit because they're on sale. I've not had a ton of trouble with OBS up until that point. Well, that's not true. That's not true. This thing I'm capturing right here would barely ever come in. And you would switch scenes and it would drop out and not come back and was incredibly unreliable, and all that sort of stuff. But now it's like boom, boom. It's just right there. Clock wipes all up on you. Oh, that image slideshow. Whoa. Did that image slideshow? Oh, there we go. It took a little time to resize there, huh? Does it restart the slideshow every time I flip things? I don't know. We're done. You tuned in late. You missed the audio check. If you're saying the mic's a bit hot, there's nothing I can. There's nothing that can be done without angering further people by lowering the mic. I can nudge it down a littlest bit here. Just whoop, there. Turn it down just a smidge. See if we can find it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, sometimes I talk a little quiet. You know, we're here playing games, hanging out, and that requires the mic to be louder. And, you know, then there are times when I get excited about a video game. It happens. And then this mic is then too loud. No easy answers. No easy answers, except for, of course, a hardware limiter and compressor, or something to that effect. Again, like I should check and see if there's that's something to dig into when I'm not in the middle of doing this, is if this has VST support, then I can just, you know, try to set up a good compressor or limiter in software and route it through that way. I could probably use Voice Meter Banana, a very incredibly named piece of software, to route things around that way, I guess, if I wanted to do that. That's more than I want to do. I'm not going to lie to you. That's just that, you know. I would rather not do that if I didn't have to. So I guess now I need to play some video games to get some audio from that coming in as well. I mean, I guess I could play some World Runner. I just look. World Runner, the full name of the game here is just 3D World Runner, I guess by copyright or by the cartridge or something like that. But the title screen, oh, it doesn't even give us the title screen when we just hit start. These two can be solved. The 3D battles of World Runner, a very different thing. This song is hot. This game is not. So I can jump, I can bump into these things and get stuff. Oops. Yeah, get whatever that is. Yeah, do I need more than one? Probably not, I don't know. Let's get... Oh, that's right, the mushroom kills you. The mushroom kills you. Okay, now I can shoot. Let's get one of those. We'll jump over this. We'll put on our 3D glasses. Yeah, so like Rad Racer, you can hit select at any time and just go into 3D mode. I need to I've got the stream running in a window here. That's no good. That's bandwidth we do not need to spend. Man, look at this. Everything's still animating. World Runner sits down to breathe or hit his vape, whatever the fuck World Runner's into. World Runner totally vapes. All right, and you can, you got some decent air control here. But I just mainly remember this game being just a pain in the ass. Oh, we wanted the stars. We want the stars. But do not hit the fire pillars. Ooh. All right, way with the balloon. Okay. So I rented this game, because if you look at it, you're like, oh shit, it's like Space Harrier. Space Harrier is the best game. Oh, wait, I want to hit that. Oh, indecision cost me there. This is... Alright, I think that's an extra life, probably, right? Since the mushrooms kill you. Not lining up these jumps particularly well. It's almost like... perspective is a hard thing to do. Yeah, sure. We're just doing this again, huh? All right, great. Haha. Oh, no, I'm up. Try to get all fancy. Oh, I didn't get the gun. We're really fucked now. Don't even start with the weapon. Make sure you just bounce your head off the first pillar you see and pick up the rocket that pops out so you can shoot. Otherwise, this button's not going to do anything. It's a fun game. All right. Oh, can I? Fuck. Give the no, I guess nothing comes out of those. All right, there we go. Guns. It's fun to just run like this and just watch it scroll all fast. Like, wee! Oh, well. Right up until that. See, I don't think I ever owned a copy of this, but I did, maybe I rented it or borrowed it or something like that, because I definitely, spent more time with it than one should, which leads me to think, maybe I did end up with owning a copy of it, because I had no problem with renting bad games and just walking away from them. But I feel like I played a lot more of this than I should have. And then, yeah, just he can fly during the boss fights because they wanted to have Space Harrier boss fights in here, which, hey, who can blame them? Again, Space Harrier, a quality video game. Hey Siri, your boss fight's in here. Which pet in blank? Well, all right. I don't know. Shut up, Siri. I guess I'd spend more time thinking about this game than one should. All right. So that's that thing. How y'all liking the game audio versus me audio? Does that seem reasonable for everybody at home? You willingly played that multiple times. That's yeah. I mean, I did too. You know, you had to. Yeah, you're still not liking the audio. I mean, I guess I can turn it down, but every time I turn it down, people go like, "I can't hear you!" Wow, like no one is ever happy with the audio. There's no great middle ground. In order to get this thing not to redline and clip, like that's why I have it turned all the way down, because it just blows out. It just blows out. So I don't know. I'm recording this. I'll go back and look at it and make some decisions based on something. I don't know. Next up here, I don't know. You know, maybe I shouldn't play this because it's not like I'm going to play it to completion here right now. But this was the reason I bought a Famicom Twin. This was the reason, this game was the main reason I wanted a Famicom Disk System playing unit, which is silly because there's obviously other ways to play this game. But I think Super Mario Brothers 2 is cool. I think like the story of it is pretty rad, and like the how it's like the same game but weirder and harder, and it's kind of a level pack and all this other stuff. I think that's fucking neat. That mushroom kills you, much like 3D World Runner. The mushroom kills you. Luigi game is easier, but you know Luigi, right? Like fuck that guy. But I mean, that's, you know, I feel like that's maybe some of the backstory as to like maybe why I love Super Mario Maker so much, is just because I just liked this idea of just like, hey, we made another one of these with more levels, but like, and maybe it's rarity, and the weird story definitely helped with that, right? Where you're just like, oh, you haven't played the real Super Mario Brothers 2, and you get it, and you're like, oh, it's like the same. That's weird. But also, it's for super players. I can't get up here, can I? No. Well. So, I just like the... Oh, shit. Well, I just really like the idea of this game as being a fun rarity. I like US Super Mario Brothers 2 as well. Like, I'm not a monster. That's a great game. Ooh. See, they took out the bricks, so you can't do dumb shit here with your head. Yeah, so, you know, when I started going to Japan to cover Tokyo Game Show and, you know, some of the arcade shows, the AM show, and some of the other stuff that was over there at that time, it was great because it was like, you know, this opportunity to finally, like, really, you know, this was like, you know, it wasn't pre-eBay, was it? I mean, I'd have to go look and see when eBay got off the ground, but, you know, eBay didn't really always have a lot of stuff like this, and if it did, it was always way more expensive, so being able to go to Japan and buy this secondhand stuff out of a secondhand store, and, you know, just the entire transaction, just like, I gave this guy yen, and he gave me a fucking Famicom Twin, and now I am buying a bunch of Disk System games for next to nothing. This is fucking nuts. Was great, and to, you know, be able to finally see, like, own the original version of this, and all that sort of stuff is great. That said, it's all in the room over there on the shelf, not hooked up here now. But I did buy all that stuff. Oop, oh. Oh, that was closer than it should have been. Nothing is exotic anymore, and that's sad. You're right. You're right. It's well, you're right and you're wrong. Like it's sad because there was something about that experience that I really value of you know, going and buying that stuff and it being like hard to find. Like, you know, not every store over there. This was before Super Potato was really Super Potato. Or if it was Super Potato, none of the people I was hanging out with knew what Super Potato was. So, you know, you were going to Trader 2 and all these different littler stores that all had wildly different prices and stocks and stuff. It wasn't a guarantee that they would even have stuff like this. So, you know, it was like, oh, well, how much did the Famicom Twin cost at the other place? Was it less than this? Should we go back and get that one? No, this one's complete in box. We should get this one. You know, like making those sorts of decisions. Was a lot of fun, but also I think there's something to be said for the extreme accessibility of a lot of these games. You know, obviously that's oh, well, fuck that up. The legality of that is, you know, is what it is, right? Can I make it all the way across this? I bet I can't. Oh, I bet I can. Oh. Oh. Pff. Oh, fuck. I screwed that up. I think that having... you know, having this stuff be something that, you know, that kind of anyone can play... It leads to, like, a greater, literacy, you know, for a lot of these classic games, and I think that's really valuable, to, you know, to be able to have people know what you're talking about. And, you know, some of this stuff is still pretty inaccessible because you look at it and you're like, this is fucking trash. Like, I can tell you why I think the Atari 2600 version of Superman is really interesting, but you're never gonna get that. That will never come across from the numerous times I've streamed it. And now that I've invoked it, oh shit. Well, is it going to happen again? Are we going to play Superman again? Oops. Well, shit. You know, some of those games are just hard to parse by today's standards, you know, and there are certain parts of the artifact, right, of you know, the manual being like a really key part, and that's the first thing to go. Dumb. I was looking at chat and died that time, which for the number of times I've died at this one checkpoint is extra stupid. Let's just see if I can not fuck this up and just get this done. So yeah, I don't know. It's just obviously like a tricky situation, right? Because of the legality of it all and all that sort of stuff. But I think that what we gain as a culture from this stuff, also from just the preservation perspective, honestly, like, you know, the 2 copies of this that I have in the other room are not going to last forever. They're fucking floppy disks. Like, they're gonna just burst into flame naturally someday, because that's what floppy disks fucking do. So the knowledge that, like, you know, this is just here, and it you know, and it will be, is very comforting. And I like that. I think that's, again, like, I just think that that's really, what's retry versus continue? Continue probably starts at the level, retry goes, let's hit retry and find out. Just quit. That's basically just quit. Are there Vectrex emulators? Yeah, there are. You know, you can emulate vectors. It doesn't look right. You know, the aliasing kind of gets in the way of all that other stuff. Speaking of which, I bought one of these things. Where'd it go? I haven't tried it yet. I got to bring the Vectrex in and clean it up. But I purchased the Vectrex Multicart 3.0 recently, which has every Vectrex game on it, I believe, which is pretty rad. Someone asked me a question recently, if like 4K HDR TVs might be a good way to advance vector emulation in terms of just like the resolution being a lot higher, and HDR making the vectors pop and glow the way, something closer to what they might have done originally. And I think that's a really exciting concept, but I'm no emulator author. I can't tell you if that would happen. I assume it would be better than a standard monitor, that it would at least be better than what we've got, but I don't know. I would really like to see someone try that, like really take advantage of the HDR and you know, the higher resolution and some of the other stuff, and see what that does, if you could actually better approximate the true glow of vectors, and make that work. Vector games are cool. They're ridiculous. Like, that Star Wars game is great. And, you know, the High Resolution and some of the other stuff, and see what that does, if you could actually better approximate the true glow of vectors, and make that work. Vector games are cool. They're ridiculous. Like, that Star Wars game is great. And, you know, the High Resolution and You know, I played a lot of Tempest. I don't know that I would necessarily say that I think that Tempest is like an amazing game, but I sure did play a lot of Tempest. Should I play Superman? I'm not gonna. You know, it's just a little Superman goes a long way, honestly. All right, we need this window size got all big. I don't know why. All right, so here's Superman. And you saw that bridge. That bridge is very key to what's about to happen. This is kind of an open world game. And there's the jail. We'll be taking Lex Luthor there and 3 of his bandits. That satellite thing was some kryptonite. And kryptonite will ground you. If you touch the satellites, you can't fly anymore until you find Lois Lane, and then you find Lois Lane and she kisses you, and then you can fly again. So this is just the attract mode here. I don't know that we'll see. There's a phone booth. Actually, it's a subway terminal. You can get in the subway and use that as a kind of a fast travel system. And all that sort of thing. There's the Daily Planet, or the entry to the subway or something. It's the main entrance to the subway. I forget what it is. This is a bad game. But it's fascinating in its ambition for its time, which is like the late 70s. All right, so start out here. We're just Clark Kent, regular ass fucking Clark Kent. Look at this bridge. Oh shit. Lex Luthor in his helicopter, guy with a gun, his buddies. This calls for this dude, and now we're Superman. If I hold down the button, it's like a binocular supervision. Let's get this guy. We got a guy. We need to fly to the jail now. There's a bridge piece. We're gonna need that later. There's the jail. We're gonna drop that guy in the jail. Hey, another guy right near the jail. That's great. We're gonna put that guy in the jail. The blocks up there at the top of the screen next to the time indicate which of Lex Luthor's thugs are still on the loose. We got this bridge piece here. There's each color of the subway is a different. You know, the exits from the subway are all different, and if you learn the map, then you'll know how to get where you're getting. But who would fucking do that? The answer is I used to know that at one point in my life and was pretty fast. Also, there's a helicopter. I don't know why the helicopter's there. The helicopter's just kind of a dick. Like, the helicopter will just pick up your stuff and fly it around and fuck your shit up. It's really annoying. Okay, we need to find the jail because we have one of these assholes. Okay, there's the telephone booth again. We don't want to go there. Okay, wait, there. Up is the jail. Okay, you in jail. Wait, this bridge piece is here now. Why is that here? We're gonna go back in the subway. We're gonna go down. Let's try going over this way. There. Okay, there's the jail. That's how do I get to the bridge from the jail? I don't remember. Okay? There's the phone booth. The bridge is directly to the right of the phone booth. We got 2 pieces of the bridge here. There's still a 3rd piece of bridge out there. Oh fuck! If you have it set on easy, then when you are attacked by the kryptonite, Lois Lane will almost always immediately appear, which is very handy. There's the jail. There's the jail again. Wait, I'm just flying in fucking circles, man. There's Lex Luthor flying around in his fucking helicopter pack. That'd be cool to have. Okay. Let's look ahead. Okay. Was it up? No. Okay. I think it's to the left of this government-looking building. No, maybe I'm wrong. There it is. All right, we fixed the bridge. That's great. One thing down. Now we just need to catch the 3 criminals. There was one. Where'd he go? There, it's right there. Come here, fuckface. 2 criminals on the loose. There's Lois Lane. Yep. There he is. You motherfucker. Jail. Alright. We got 1 thug out here. Not even Lex Luthor. We caught the main dude, you know? It's like kind of whatever. Is he lurking in the subway? Because I'm not seeing him on the streets. Let's go underground. There he is. Got him. Alright, I think if we go to the bridge and go up... And then... No. There. Okay. We have rebuilt the bridge. We have put away all the criminals. Our work here is done. There's only one thing left to do. And let's find that fucking phone booth again. There's the jail again. Okay, here's the bridge. No, what? What happened there? How did I lose the... I don't even know what happened there. That's just B crap is what that is. Okay, here we go. Bridge, phone booth, Clark Kent, walking to work, just doing my thing. Just going to work, and we win. We won. We beat Superman. Again. 528 is not a great score. Time, I guess, technically. So it's a dumb game, you know? But, like, fucking crazy, right? Like, fucking crazy. That's not, it's, if that's a world record, then more people need to be playing Superman. Clearly. You know? Oh, man. Feels good. You know, to accomplish something, to complete a task. To set out to play some Superman. And then play some Superman. You know? Sometimes well, yeah. No, let's Bruce Lee, huh? You want me to play Bruce Lee? I can't play. I can't stream long enough tonight to play Bruce Lee. Not that Bruce Lee is like a hugely long game or anything, but just tonight is not a good Bruce Lee night for me. Might be a decent Space Harrier for the Turbo graphics. Post that screenshot of Sega Rally and didn't do it on stream. Yeah, that's because that audio thing, the capture hardware for hooking the Saturn up and doing all that stuff did not work right, so I was not able to really do it. Pad, normal, reverse, no, definitely not reverse. I'm not a monster. Oh, that's very clear speech. I'm not hyper familiar with this version of the game. Seems okay. It gets some of the sound effects down really well. And then kind of does its own thing for some of the others. This is okay. You could play this. Look at me, I'm playing it right now. Yeah, well, that's just me playing poorly. Kind of reminds you of 3D World Runner. Exactly. Exactly. But this game is good, and that game is bad. And if you can't look at the two things and immediately know that, then what are you even doing with your damn eyes? This song, not this version of the song, but this song is still my ringtone. Alright, well, we died. It's my favorite Dreamcast game. I don't know. I was watching trailers and videos and stuff for Sega Gaga last night, as you do, and it made me sad that game still hasn't been like translated. There's no like good fan translation for that game out there because it seems like such a cool thing, like this weird, very knowing RPG on on Sega's strange place in the world back then. I bought a copy, but can't play it because I don't read Japanese. So it's definitely one of the games that made me thought like, oh, maybe I should just spend enough time to learn it. Duolingo has a Japanese course now. I tried that for a week or so and started getting good at it, and then just got sidetracked and then never really stuck with it. Have you ever checked out Captain Rainbow? Like a little bit. But not so much. Not so much. It sounds awesome for some of the same reasons as as like Sega Gaga, I guess. Kind of referencing a lot of that weird shit. Someone mentioned this game when I first started streaming, and maybe I'll just play a little bit of this, and we'll call it a night. Just a little bit, though. LX Rudis. It's a great name. Look at Chip back there. Fucking getting nuts. It's like a fucking mosh pit back there. Dang. Crazy. Yeah, this is the Lynx version of the game, which is the version I played the most, because I didn't have like the Windows Entertainment Pack or whatever the fucking weird thing. Oh, hang on. What do we got here? Got to do a thing here. All right, how about a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Okay, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Okay, a little of this, a little of that. Okay. Nerdy Chip McCallahan suddenly stops eating lunch. Melinda, the mental marvel, is sitting down next to him. Melinda smiles. Chip, she says, if you finish the challenge, you can join our computer club, the Bitbusters. Chip has been a distant admirer of Melinda for a long time. Chip crunches his bag of pretzels and gulps, I'll do it. Man, why fucking waste the pretzels? I never finished this game. Like, it eventually just got to a point where it got too hard, and I was like, alright, I don't actually want to think about Chip's challenge. Is there a good Chips Challenge Link's speedrun? Yowzer. These bugs, man, these bugs. Yowzer, we did it. You know, teaching you how the tools work. You need the ice shoes to... I got the fire suits, now I can pick up the magnet. Now that I got the magnet, I can walk on this stuff, and now we can finish the level. It's that tough shit. The blue button controls the tanks, the green button toggles walls. Sometimes things are hidden under blocks. Dum-dum. Oh, right. Oops. I knew that the middle one was not to be pushed. I just couldn't remember why. Like, I want to say there's some secret walls and stuff in some of these levels too to let you get out, or I forget. Red button controls the clone machine. The brown button opens traps. Do not push the brown button. That Chips Challenge that just it came out on Steam last year or the year before or something like that. It was totally okay. They're gonna release new functioning Dreamcasts and Saturns? What? That can't be right. Oh, that's right. Okay, we move that to there. Move that to there, and it blows up that, and we get to leave. Like, do they just have a warehouse full of them somewhere? Or are they... Oh, Retrobit's making new ones, huh? License from Sega. Weird. That's neat. I wonder... Yeah, blue walls may be fake. Alright. This is... Okay, right. This is part of why I ended up not playing this game, because the difference between that color wall and that color wall is, like, very minor to my colorblind eyes. And so it would be a little hard to see sometimes. Bonus chips. The thief steals your tools. New walls can appear under you. Alright, so we got the water one. Now we need to go to this one. And then we can do this, and we can go up here, and get that chip. And then, now we don't have the water thing anymore. Now we need the fire one. And we go get this one. Yowzer. Monsters are stopped by dirt and gravel. Look at that fucking thing. Have you ever been more terrified in your life? I feel like this is kind of where the real game starts, where they're like, alright, you saw the tutorial stuff. Sweet key. Oh, right. Let me do this. This is like straight, like Mario and Rabbids has this, like, exact puzzle pretty much. In terms of just like, oh, you're on ice. How do you gonna get off? Okay. Oh, no. I fucked that up. I don't have it in me to do this again. KCRE. Write down that password. And, you know, maybe we'll get back to Chip's challenge some other time. Doesn't, yeah, those are not the only two games that have the ice puzzle thing, but yeah. Well, close it out with one last one. If you watched that stream on the weekend, I spent some time talking about Bushido Blade. Well, I spent some time in the garage and grabbed some discs and did some business. They probably should make another one of these. They're all like, yo! Can you believe this shit? Really confused why there hasn't been a sequel. Like, you know, Square is weird. That's probably part of it. And, and I don't think this developer exists anymore. So I don't know if Square owns the IP outright or what the hell the deal is, but, you know, it might just not be something that they could easily do, you know, with, you know, for business reasons. Fucking die. Oh. Oh! I'm dead. Oh. I thought that was it. There we go. I gotta remember what the attacks are here while I'm dying. What's up? Nope. Oh. Oh. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. When you knock them down like that, sometimes they get up and strike, and it's not a good thing. Oh shit! I don't know if it's every character, but I think when you're like down on one leg like that, you can throw a knife or something. Oh! Oh no! No! Oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh! One more. Great. Did good. Really getting it done. Is AI really killing it? Get away. Mm-hmm. Fuck. Whoa. Whoa. Run forever. I got careless. That's what happens when you get careless. You get killed by a sword. Well, I mean a person with a sword. Swords don't kill people, ninjas do. I think I start, yeah, so every 10 kills you get a checkpoint. Oh. What was that shit? Just hopping around, just ninja shit. Whatever, if I could do it, I'd fucking be flipping around doing all that shit all the time. Don't front and act like you wouldn't. Took his hand. See, I never did figure out, like, square is kind of this little parry thing, but it never, like, puts you in an advantageous position. I guess maybe if something's gonna actually kill you, maybe it'll just knock it away, but in these cases where, like, I'm not actually in any real danger, maybe it's just kind of useless. Oops. Fuck. Oh, did I lose an arm? Yeah, I lost an arm. Oh, oh. So, I mean, now I'm level 3, so I get to start at 20 kills, and so on and so forth. It's a good game. It's really neat. Bushido Blade 2 changes some of the controls. I think it kind of drops it down to 2 attack buttons, and a stance change button instead of a stance up, stance down buttons that this one has. It's still good in some different ways, but you know, it's kind of a different thing. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. Like I said, I'm just kind of fucking around with this stuff. I still need to get the capture hardware back in the mix. I'm waiting for another response from them on that stuff and all that. Like, ironically, like, I can capture 4K stuff just fine. I can bring in a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One at 4K, no problem. And that has sound and all that other stuff, but trying to capture a Saturn or a Jaguar, nothing doing just yet. So hopefully I'll get that figured out, and then we can get into some real grimy shit. you know. So just we can get live, get into that ill shit. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Everybody have a good night. I'll see you later.